today's video, I am going to be telling you exactly how I earned $1 million using my YouTube channel. But first, let me introduce myself to any new viewers. My name is Alan. I'm an expat Brit that's been living here in Taiwan for 13 years, and this channel is the place where I like to share any kind of videos related to my life in Taiwan. So if you're new here and want to learn about life in Taiwan as an expat, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell in order to get notifications of any future videos that I may make. And if you're not new here, if you're one of my old timers, then thanks for your patience in waiting for me to introduce myself. After all, what kind of British gentleman would I be if I didn't introduce myself every once in a while? But yes, time for another analytics video. I usually do one every few months or so, and according to the statistics on the previous videos, you guys tend to like watching them. So $1 million. No clickbait. I am going to tell you exactly how I did it and where the money came from. But first, let's get down into the corner of the screen and take a deep dive into some of the analytics that we like to share in these videos. Starting with you guys. Who are you? Well, if statistics are anything to go by, my average typical viewer is 61% subscribed to the channel, 66.6% male, 35 to 44 years old, and 80.8% of the time spends their life in Taiwan, whilst also spending 4.5% of the year in America and another 3.3% of the year in Hong Kong. So if that sounds like you, congratulations, you are my perfect typical viewer. But whoever you are, thanks a million for watching the videos and supporting the channel. Now let's talk turkey and start talking about how much money I've earned on the channel so far. In my last analytics video, I talked about how much money I made in a year, and I actually broke down the revenue or the income month by month. So let's do the same for this year so far and see how the numbers compare to last year's figures. January 2020 last year, I earned a meager $324 compared to January 2021, where I earned $1,214. February last year, $445 compared to a massive $2,060 this year. March, $935 versus $1,544. April, $602 versus $904. And May 2020 earned me $542 compared to $1,189 so far in May of 2021. So up until May of 2020 last year, I'd earned $2,848 US. A little bit shit for 5 months work. But as of the same time frame this year, the total has reached $6,911. An increase of almost 2.5 times in the past 12 months. Still not a huge amount of money, and probably less than I would have earned as a teacher. And although I'm no experienced businessman, more than doubling your revenue in 12 months seems like a pretty good thing to me, and hopefully means that I'm on the right path and things will continue to improve year on year. Before we get to that $1 million, let's take a little bit of a look at the past month on my channel and see which of the videos were most popular and which ones earned me the most money. Here we can see an overview of my channel analytics for the past month, and we can see quite clearly the views over 500,000. That's great. Watch time, also great. Not so many subscribers this month compared to previous months, so if you've watched a few of my videos and you've not subscribed yet, then maybe now is the time to make it official. Let's hit that subscribe button and become a Life in Taiwan subscriber. And there next to the subscribers, we can see my revenue for the past 28 days. As I mentioned, May is around about $1,180 so far. And if we scroll down the page, we can take a look at my top videos in the past 28 days. Number one of which is my video about why the Taiwanese government wouldn't give me a Taiwanese ID number. That has gained 154,000 views in the past 28 days. And a quick click on the title will tell us how much money that made in the past 28 days. That's made $334, about 10,000 NT dollars. The next most popular video in the past 28 days is Lauren's first video at Fengjia Night Market, which was actually a sponsored video. I'll come to a little bit more about sponsors and how they contribute to my income a little bit later. But other than the sponsored income, that video made $300 US, about 9,000 Taiwanese dollars on top of what I earned from the sponsor. And number 3 in the list is Rocco getting his vaccine, the AZ email, which in the last month has gained 81,000, almost 82,000 views, and I think if we take a look at the total of that video, it's got 196,000 views in total, but only earned $259. It earned less than the other videos which actually have more views. That's something that we have to deal with as YouTubers. CPMs and RPMs vary video to video according to how much people watch of the video, but still $259 to watch my mate get an injection. Pretty good way to earn a living if you ask me. Now, one thing I just mentioned there is how Rocco's video got more views but less money. It's something that I've touched on before in these videos, but CPM and RPM are things that tell us how much money we make per 1,000 views on a video. And it's really interesting how this figure varies from country to country. So if we go a little bit deeper into our analytics, we should get a list of countries which actually lists the CPM, the amount of money advertisers pay per 1,000 views. Not all of which comes to me, but it gives us a real frame of reference as to which countries earn more money compared to others. And as you can see at the top of the list, Ecuador, for some reason, will earn me $10 per 1,000 views. And I've got 0 views from Ecuador, so why is that even there? Weird. But a very popular country where I do get some views from, Australia, where I earn 6,000 views, they pay $8.25 per 1,000 views. Now, if we go down and find Taiwan, you can see that Taiwan only pay $2.76. So if we compare Australia to Taiwan, that's about 4 times higher in Australia. So whatever the numbers I'm talking about today, how much money I've earned, if 100% of my views had been in Australia, those numbers would have been multiplied by 4. So instead of Rocco's video with 200,000 views earning $300, it would have earned $1,200 US. The numbers just seem crazy to me, and I feel it's a little bit related to how much Taiwanese businesses or Taiwanese advertisers actually trust YouTube or Google advertising. I feel like other countries, more Western countries, are willing to spend more on YouTube advertising compared to the advertisers here in Taiwan. Hopefully that will change in future, and as well as my views increasing, the CPM in Taiwan will also increase, and I'll get that Lamborghini much faster than I'd expected. If you've been wondering what this little guy is all about, this is my new pet bird, and he's here to remind you all of one thing and one thing only, and that's to hit the subscribe button and become a Life in Taiwan subscriber. Now that he's done his job, he can say goodbye. But anyway, yes, back to the analytics, and the reason you're here, the reason you clicked on the video, is to find out exactly how I earned $1 million on YouTube. And here's where I've been a little bit tricky, as although we've been talking in American dollars for the majority of the video, what I'm actually talking about is Taiwanese dollars. 1 million Taiwanese dollars, 100万 Xin Tai Bi, has been earned on this channel. And I'm going to break down exactly the majority of where that's come from. What we need to do is go to our revenue page, where you can see the past 28 days, we've earned $1,244. And I'm going to change this to lifetime. And in the lifetime of my channel, you can see my revenue is $30,143.10, which translates into Taiwanese dollars as, hey Siri, how much is $30,143 US in Taiwanese dollars?
$30,143 US is 837,884 new Taiwan dollars and 97 cents.
Which, you may be asking, is not $1 million. So where has the other $160,000 come from? Well, I do have several different revenue streams that bring income into the channel, one of which is Patreon. My Patreon will bring me about $10,000 a month. Even over the past year that it's been open will be equivalent to about 120,000 Taiwan dollars. Still leaves us with about 40,000 Taiwanese dollars to make up in order to make the million. And that's where I mentioned earlier, that's where sponsors come into the channel. Now, part of the contract I sign with each sponsor means that I cannot disclose the actual amount that each sponsor has given me or contributed to the channel, but I think I can tell you that I've had several sponsors over the past couple of years, I'm pretty sure have come up to more than 40,000 Taiwanese dollars. So if we include all of the different revenue streams, including Google ad revenue, Patreon, channel memberships, and the sponsors, then I've earned 1 million Taiwanese dollars over the past 4 years. Not a huge amount of money, 250,000 Taiwanese dollars a year on average, but I should say that about half of that income has been earned in the past year since I've gone full time. And the previous 3 years, my main revenue income was my teaching salary, which was pretty healthy, and I had a very good, affluent, rich life as a teacher. But anyway, as I said, super happy to be here on YouTube earning money for myself with my future in my own hands. So I'm going to invite you in the comment section down below to have your say. Are the numbers that I've talked about here today surprising to you? Is it more or less than you would have expected to earn? And of course, if you're a YouTuber, then feel free to share your statistics either in the comment section down below, or you're more than welcome to make a video on the subject and let people see behind the curtain of your channel. I think that's enough for now. One thing I do really want to say is to anybody still watching, if you're watching from Taiwan, then I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're following the government's guidelines. As you can see, I'm filming from inside my apartment. Not the most interesting of locations. I'd much rather be outside filming in some interesting Taiwanese location, but the government have told us all to stay home and avoid going out where necessary. So the next few videos might just be me sitting here at the desk having a chat with you all. Hope that's okay with you until we can get this lockdown over and done with, get the pandemic out of Taiwan, and we can all move on with our lives and at least go back to some sense of normality. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to all of you for your continued support, and thank you to anybody that's chosen to subscribe during this video. I promise in future there'll be much more Taiwan in my videos. As I mentioned, this is just something I really like to keep you guys up to date with and share my life here on Taiwan in as many different ways as I can. Definitely waffling now, so time to say goodbye. As for now, and as always, I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace. Bye.